So if you drink coffee, I'm going to share with you my secret in terms of how to make a coffee that'll help supercharge your brain and keep you really alert for most of the day. So stay tuned. Living in Melbourne, it's almost a crime if you don't drink coffee. So if you do drink coffee, I'm gonna teach you a really simple way on how to make sure that your morning coffee is really, really healthy for your brain. Now, if you do not drink black coffee, this is the year where you really should start drinking black coffee. I have an AeroPress here, which is a really, really cool, small, simple little device that helps you brew your coffee. So you want to try and get black coffee, and if you don't have a grinder at home, go to your local coffee place and ask them to get some black coffee ground for you. It's really, really healthy actually. So we're going to start with this coffee over here. So really, really cool little thing about coffee in terms of black coffee. Black coffee actually is one of those things where it has quite a lot of antioxidants, and I want to teach you something about what coffee actually does to our bodies here. What coffee actually does, coffee has an element or a component in it called adenosine. And what adenosine does is it actually stops us from feeling tired, which is one of the reasons why when we drink coffee, we feel like we're energized, but reality is coffee, all it's doing is it's stopping us from feeling tired. Now, how does this impact us on a morning? Well, it's got to do with the sympathetic response. The sympathetic response is much like when the sun is starting to rise. And what we're doing over here is helping your body get to a place where it's getting to a point where it's reaching its full charge in the morning before it gets going, right? So the cool thing with this recipe is it needs two other components with it, and that is MCT oil and acetyl L-carnitine. Now, MCT oil is really interesting because MCT oil actually is coconut oil, but there's the component in coconut oil which is the medium chain triglyceride, where essentially what it does do is it helps to create this medium chain or the smaller chains of fats that your brain metabolizes much easier and much faster. So that's what we're going to use in this coffee here. The next thing we're going to use is a thing called acetyl L-carnitine. Now, if you have been in fitness circles, you would know that acetyl L-carnitine has been marketed as a thermogenic or a fat burner. And the reality is it actually isn't quite that. It doesn't help you lose weight. What it actually helps you do is it helps you take fat and metabolize it inside the part of the cell called the mitochondria to produce energy. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our MCT oil into our coffee, and then also with the coffee is we're going to take our acetyl L-carnitine. Now what this will do is the coffee will actually cause a phenomenon called vasoconstriction, which helps to push blood around our bodies. The other thing that's going to happen is because it's got the medium chain triglyceride or the MCT oil, it's actually going to transport fat past the blood-brain barrier, which is what the acetyl L-carnitine is going to do, and then help us to metabolize that, which is what's going to keep us really, really engaged. So our timer is up for our coffee now, and really cool thing when we are dealing with AeroPress is that we essentially flip it and we push it down to push all that awesome coffee into the cup. Now the cool thing with this recipe here is that because it's black coffee, it means it's not going to give you a lot of the sensitivities to your gut if you are sensitive to milk. So, really simple. Your MCT oil, chuck a bit of that in, and there we go. And we are done. So try that. Take care.